Hey everybody. Hey everybody. I just wanted to actually put this out there. Because I've been getting some questions. Or people congratulating me or asking me if I could eat. So this is something I want to put out there and uh, so that there's no misconception whatsoever. Surgery I had will not, I was hoping, I really was hoping. I think they were hoping as well to some degree. Um, but in the hospital it was shown no, for food. Mm-mm. Um, I ended up being really, really sick, and I'm trying to avoid gross details right now. I had yogurt. Right now I have to stay away complete from dairy. Everything dairy can't do. I never had a problem with dairy before. I was fine. But I ended up being so sick. I thought I was dying. I really thought I was dying. I ended up having an infection as well with a fever and everything, and they ran. My nurse was awesome. He was just unbelievably awesome. And he ran to get the surgical team that's on call. Uh, it my lung had an atelectasis on my right lung, and I was barfing nonstop. I ended up actually popping some of the glue, the adhesive, and in my belly button and on one of the other surgical sites. So they had to check that out to make sure there was no more damage because I was bleeding from there. I was barfing so much, and boy, let me tell you, that hurt. I couldn't stop. I had this massive basin, and I had my head stuck in it, and my this blanket rolled wrapped tight around me, and I was doubled over, almost hanging off of the bed, barfing, with the bucket in my other arm. What was coming out was I have no idea. I don't even think he had an idea. That's why he heard me. I didn't even have to ring my bell, and he ran in because I was just so violently retching. Um, and he looked, and I said, "I think I got a problem here." And he said, "Oh, you do have a problem there. I'm going right now. I'm getting the surgeon on call." What was coming out of me was that long, that thick, and it was large chunks of curd that my body turned into curd. I was trying to get this up and out, and it was like a fish flying and flopping. You know, you see scary movies and somebody's choking on something and they're like, that was me. That was me with this stuff that was coming out of me. It was ridiculous, and that was all because I tried to eat. So they said, "Oh no, nothing for you, darling. We just get liquids. That's it. Just liquids. We're not going to attempt anything with food." And unfortunately, this shows us, I'm never going to be able to eat food like a hamburger or a steak. Man, I had delusions of grandeur that I could eat prime rib or something so good. But it won't happen. I'm sorry, it just won't happen for me. That's okay. And with some tomato sauce, some good tomato sauce with spaghetti. I'm sorry, it's the first time I've actually talked about this, but Cammie asked a question. Sorry, Cammie. You didn't make me cry. It's okay. It's just, I'm trying to answer this question because I know it's going to come up. And I don't want to keep answering the question repeatedly. So I thought, let's do a video. Let's just put it out there. Since I still have motility issues, where my colon doesn't function, where my stomach doesn't function properly at all, it's never going to function because of the vagus nerve. And that's just it, period. Puts a fine point on it. That's it. But I could always hope. And I had such hopes. Because this is a gut-brain issue as well. Some just thinking that perhaps maybe in my wildest dreams that my brain would engage my gut. Somehow it would engage it. And this would be a catalyst. I had to have the surgery anyways because my body was breaking down. And my intestine was breaking down, and it was only a matter of time. Only a matter of time before my poop was going to break through the intestinal wall. It was only a matter of time because they were seeing massive, in x-rays, MRIs, they were seeing the walls of the intestine so inflamed. And it was, you know, that was the next thing that was going to happen. So that's why I was, when they told me another 1.5 years for surgery, and my doctor started to cry. We knew we didn't have that time. So we got it. We got the surgery. And it's been a ride. It's been a really wicked ride. But like I said, as for my eating, that won't happen. I'm still drinking Ensure. I'm drinking Boost. I had the dietitian up to see me. Oh. I had the dietitian, I keep knocking things over. I had the dietitian up to see me. Unfortunately, for a dietitian, there's not much they can do for me. But she did, this is a protein pack. And it's solid protein. There's no other gunk in it whatsoever. It's just protein. Solid protein. So I'm on the hunt to find this because I should be. Protein helps heal wounds. It helps heal, you know, if you're a runner or something like that. But for surgeries or anything like that, or your body needs healing, this is what to use. It's solid protein. No, like I said, no gunky crap in it or anything like that. So I put it in my Boost and I shake it up and I just let it sit for a while because otherwise it gets really clumpy. So I let it sit for a while and I use this to get my proteins. And because I really need that right now. At some point in time, they will try me on puree. And I'll be damned if I'm going to eat chicken puree again, ever. In 2012, I was in the hospital for a month, and they tried me on chicken puree, and they shaped it even in the of a chicken bone, like a chicken drumstick. I will never eat chicken puree again, ever. It was so gross. And then they did the same thing, I think, with beef or something else. It was disgusting. I'll never eat it again, never. But they will try me on some other types of puree and see how that goes. So possibly apple and pear and a mango or whatever purees that they have. We're going to start gently and see what it does. See what ET likes and what ET doesn't. ET is going to let me know. ET the other day started because of something I had that was creamy and was making my stomach sick. That was making my stomach sick. Pardon me. I just yawn at random. And it was too thick. It was way too thick. And again, my stomach didn't like it. By the time it got down to ET, it just was coming out in thick mass. And I even took a video of it for my ET nurse. So it was in this mass, and it was so thick that it pushed its way out underneath the flange and was starting to push its way out onto my skin and belly. So I had to change my bag. And previously to that, everything has been, pretty much liquidy, or varying degrees of liquid, But I had never seen something that thick before. I worry when something's that thick, because it means that I could possibly end up with a blockage when something's that thick if I don't flush it really quickly out of out of ET. If I don't get that going out of ET and get it, because I noticed that I wasn't producing as much. I wasn't emptying my bag as much. So I need to be super, super, super vigilant. I need to drink so much to make sure I'm not dehydrated. And I'm not the world's best rememberer of drinking. Oh God, at all. I'm so bad at that. So I need to really be careful. I need to be careful as well for being around people with germs and everything. I got my needle today. I was pissed off at my replacement doctor because I needed one of my medications, and I fought with them the day before, and I said, no, my doctor, she's on sabbatical with her husband, and she is the best physician. And so I said, normally she just, the pharmacy sends in what the prescription is, and she faxes back to them to avoid me coming in there where there's sick people, where they're coughing and spewing and all of that, and it's dangerous for me. So dangerous. Nope. Had to come in to see a doctor for them to give me my patches. It's not the first time I've had patches. I've been on them for quite some time through my pain management doctor with her. I get there and I look down at my my phone, and it had just a call from where my doctor's office is. And I get in and I show them, I have an appointment at 10:15. You have to be there at 10. And she said, great, what doctor are you seeing? I said, I don't know, whoever's looking after Dr. So-and-so's cases. She said, I said, oh, by the way, there was your number that was on my phone when I got here. I'm not sure what that was for. So she asked my name, and then she went, oh. Looked at me sort of sideways and went, oh. I said, well, that can't be good. So what does that mean? The oh. And she said, well, your prescription's already been faxed this morning to your pharmacy, so you really didn't need to come in. And I said, what? And you just just were going to tell me that 10 minutes ago. Like, I'm here, and you were going to tell me that 10 minutes ago, but I'm already here. Yeah, sorry. I was fuming. I was so fuming. Anyways, get over it. You have a choice. You could just, go home. And this is a distance from me. And I'm not feeling great, the best. And I'm sitting up in a car driving. And I'm not going to take a taxi because it cost me $50 there and $50 back in the inclement weather storm that we're having. So I said, well, now that I'm here, I might as well see the bloody doctor, right? So I wait 25 minutes to see the doctor, past my appointment time. And she's like, I'm so sorry that you're here, I said, yeah, so am I. And I had my ET nurse said, you're going? And I had to cancel her because of it. She said, because I need this medication. And she said, you wear your mask. Don't you dare take that mask off. And I said, oh, I hear you. Trust me, it's not coming off my face. So she said, the doctor there, replacement doctor, said, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I don't know, but it's gone already. And is there anything we can do for you? And I said, well, while I'm here, you can give me a flu shot. How's that? And she said, oh, we only give flu shots to high-risk patients and that. So she pulls up my stuff. And she turns and she looks and she starts to read and went, you're a high-risk patient, so yeah, you get a shot. And I went, brilliant. So she said, normally you'd wait in the waiting room. Well, you're not waiting in the waiting room. You're going to stay right here. And I'm going to get a nurse to come right in to give you a shot. And I said, thank you. So it just goes to show you how, it just goes to show you, that's all, what it isn't in people's heads. With everything that I have going on, we only give the flu shot to high-risk patients. Hello, I can't even be more high risk if you can get me there. I could even be more high risk. And then she realized as she's reading it how stupid she sounded. She says, oh my, you have COPD and you have this. I said, yeah. And she says, oh, you are high risk. And I said, yeah, I am. Yeah, lucky for me. Woo woo. Can we throw a party maybe? Put out hats and blowers and woo woo. I'm being so sarcastic right now. So let's get back to the real issue here, and that's eating. So that, Cammie, that's the best I can answer you, is that at this moment and for probably perpetuity of my existence, whatever that will be, no, I will not ever be able to eat again. I still have 2 surgeries potentially being teed up. But that's okay. If it takes away some of what I was going through, which was massive. And I won't get into it, but just suffice it to say that my hands were always full of blood. And because I had to take pictures of everything to show the surgeons, the doctors, everybody. Like I said, they saw my phone and they said, oh my God, it looks like you killed somebody. Because there was so much blood. There's so much blood. And just for that not to happen almost every single day, is a gift. That's a gift. But now I just have to really make sure that ET's okay. And that ET doesn't get stuck up with anything. That ET keeps running smooth. And so maybe someday I will taste what pears are again, but pureed wise, and not the puree that you think, baby puree, strained pureed baby food. It's too much fiber. I cannot have fiber at all. Since my system does not work, fiber is my worst enemy, as well as fats, because fiber slows down your system. If I have a system that's not functioning and that's already ultra slow, can you only imagine putting fiber in there to slow it down? I'll be in the hospital quicker than you can bat your eyelashes, and I have been. And I have been because of my drinks. Because even the fiber, even because pseudo-intestinal blockage doesn't only mean that liquids, you block for liquids. You block for air as well. Air that I'm breathing right now. I'm taking in air, and certain air is not coming out, staying in my body. And so we expel that air through different means, burping, farting, all that stuff. I don't expel that. It just gets trapped. And then other stuff gets trapped on top of it or below it or whatever, and we start to get big problems. So, this was to give me a better quality of life. This is why this was done. Not so I could eat, but just to give me a better quality of life. And I'm so looking forward to a better quality of life. That's what I'm looking forward to. Whatever that may be, however long that may be, that's what I'm looking forward to, better quality of life. I must say that I was scared. I was. I'm not ultra brave. No, not at all. I thought of Amy Wineland. I thought of her smile. I thought of how beautiful she is and how wonderful she was, and how she didn't want a lung transplant, and she decided, okay, she's going to do it. Now she transplant went so well. It was afterwards that didn't go so well for her, and she passed away. I know it's a strange thing to think about before you're going under the knife. I know it's a very strange thing to think about. But you do. You think about, what if I don't get up? But I did. And then you think about, I was thinking about when I was vomiting so badly. All I said is, I think I'm dying. I think I'm dying. And I told my nurse that, because I knew I was having complications. And I said, I think I'm dying. I was so sick. But I pulled up and I turned a corner yet again. And I'm going to keep on pulling up and turning corners as long as I have. As long as He's with me, which is every single day. And I had my angels with me every day. I smile.